Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, my name is LJ and you're watching NoClutch Garage. And today this is going to be a little bit of a different video. I decided to go ahead and make this video in response to a lot of comments that I have been seeing either on Instagram or through DM or on YouTube just regarding my videos recently and the status of my car. It's really nothing negative, but I just wanted to address it because I keep getting asked the same questions. For a while I didn't really have a good answer for any of this, but I feel like now, since I'm getting close to getting my car back, it's a good time to go ahead and pretty much give you guys a clearer view of what happened, what is happening, and what will happen. So here's the deal. Alright, so the first thing I want to address is why I'm in my car. This is my daily, obviously. I'm actually out here because there's way too much going on inside of my house and I just needed to focus. It probably would have been a lot noisier in there rather than the birds disturbing me. But the first thing I want to address is going to be just my videos and why they seem to have been filmed months ago. The truth is they were filmed a few months ago, particularly the past two videos that I posted. Those were filmed back in July, and more specifically July 4th weekend. They were filmed back then because that's when I took my car to Oklahoma, and I didn't want to miss out on filming that experience. And I didn't film a whole lot. I mean, I did film a whole lot for making videos, but I really didn't, because I just wanted to take in that experience of taking this road trip and taking my car, you know, and getting it built, because I feel like that's a big step for anybody who's actually putting serious work into their cars, you know. And so why are they delayed? Well, part of the reason is because my YouTube schedule and how I like to post things. Usually I do Tuesdays and Thursdays, right? So if I film 5 videos in 1 week, I'm not going to be able to post them all that same week because I just don't have the bandwidth to post a video every day. And so some of those videos eventually get delayed. Some videos I have actually scrapped because I just didn't feel like they would go well with the channel, or maybe they just weren't high priority. Sometimes I do videos out of order on how I film them, just because I feel like sometimes things will lead up better if I post them a certain way, because in a sense I think of my YouTube as a story, right? Just how things are going with my car, with my life. So I tend to do that sometimes. Lately though, I haven't been able to post as much, and the reason is because I have been super busy at work. I started a job earlier this year in a new field. I actually have a degree in biology and chemistry, and I thought that's where I was going to end up going, but then I switched to IT, and for the past 2-3 years I've been kind of building up my IT experience to get to where I am now. I got a really good job at the beginning of the year, and so I'm not trying to mess that up. I don't want to mess it up, and I've been putting a lot of work into my actual job and trying to put in a lot of work for YouTube, and it's a juggle, right? At the end of the day, I have to choose my priorities, and my priority is my job. So there have been weeks when I don't have the bandwidth to edit videos, right? And for a while I had a lot of videos pre-edited because I had a lot of time. So, you know, in 1 week I would edit 3 or 4 videos, or 4, you know, around 4 videos. So I'd have the videos already posted on YouTube and they were just scheduled out. But I don't have that kind of bandwidth right now. So that's what I'm stuck with. So that's why some of these videos seem delayed. So I find it funny when people go on my YouTube and, you know, say like, why are you showing us stuff from like a year ago, or like, you know, a few months ago, or trying to put timelines together. And it really doesn't work that way, at least the way I post stuff. So that's number one. Needless to say, me having that schedule has actually helped me maintain videos on my channel throughout this time that I haven't had my car. But now let's talk about number 2, what actually happened to the car. Okay, so let's build a little bit of a timeline here. Okay, my car went down in early March. Actually, my car went down the first time in early February. That's when my stock turbo broke. That's when we pretty much found that anything over 22 psi on a stock turbo on these BMW Gen 1 B58s would be a risk. There's still possibility that your turbo could fail at lower boost, but generally 22 psi, it's like you go anything over that, you're pretty much on your own. And even at 22 psi, I ran it for about 3,000 miles and it didn't like it. So it went down. It was only down for a week though, because Big Boost was able to send me the turbo that same week, and we put the car together that following week. So the car was up in 1 or 2 weeks after it went down. So it wasn't that bad. And then we got it dialed in. We got my my 93 tune dialed in perfectly, and that was it. The reason my car went down was because we were working on my E50 tune, and my tuner suggested, okay, we're gonna leave it right here, don't mess with it. We knew that I was on a stock fuel system aided by CPI, but we found out CPI doesn't really help all that much when you're trying to push big boost. And what ended up happening was cylinder 6 leaned out. Unfortunately, and people have asked me for this, I wasn't logging when it went down. So I don't have a clear proof that that's what happened. But according to all the signs and everything that we've been through, I've been talking back and forth with tuners. I've been talking back and forth with engine builders. I've been talking back and forth with, a lot of people that know about this a lot more than I do. And they all told me the same thing. It's like pretty much the most likely cause was that I ran out of fuel and it overheated. We found out after I took my car to Ghassan Automotive. Well, let me back up. So my car went down in March. It was at EuroMpire. It sat there for about 3 weeks or 4 weeks because I was trying to figure out what I was going to do or who was going to build it. And we considered a lot of options. And then Ghassan Automotive opened up that sponsorship. They had that little contest, whoever gets the most likes, blah, blah, blah. I was able to get on that, as well as a few Supras and another BMW 340i. So anyway, that happened. So then I had an idea of what I was going to do now. So, okay, well, we're going to get it built by Ghassan Automotive. I knew right off the bat pretty much that I was, the sponsorship did help, but at the end of the day, I'm still going to be spending money on it. So anyway, when I was told that I did get the sponsorship, it had already been about two or 3 months that my car had been down. And then, I was kind of nagging Ghassan Automotive because they were taking their sweet time. And that's fine. They were really busy with some other stuff. Finally, I got the call from Ghassan, like, hey, look, we're able to get you in whenever we're about to start on the B58s. Whenever you feel is the best time for you to bring it. That same week they called me, I was on the road taking the car over to Oklahoma. So if you take that, my car went down in early March, and then I took the car in early July. So by that time, it had already been 4 months. Those 4 months, my car was basically sitting. I was still doing upgrades to it because I knew that I needed to get it ready. And people are like, why don't you just, give them the stuff and they can put it on? It's like, yeah, they could have done that. But for the sake of content creation, I rather would have done it myself. And that's exactly what I did. I put all the stuff on my car. I used Eric's car to showcase some of the stuff that I was putting on my car and stuff like that. So from a creator point of view, that's why I did that. And I still got criticized for some reason. Like, why are you putting, upgrades on a car that's not even running? It's like, okay, well, I know what I'm doing. So, you tell me whatever you want. I'm going to do me. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened. And then, so July, we took the car up there. Had already been 4 months. Ghassan told me right then it was going to be 3 weeks before they opened up the motor. And that's exactly what happened. So by that time, it had been already almost 5 months. Right? So August, the motor got cracked open, or it got pulled, and then throughout the next few weeks, it got dismantled. And that's when we really found out what happened to the car. So as I suspected from the very beginning, as Matt suspected from EuroMpire from the very beginning, as John from CES suspected, as my tuner suspected, yeah, we definitely shot a ringland straight into the oil pan. And so the ringland got shut off the piston. There were signs before the engine got completely taken apart that that's what might have happened. And I even told Ghassan that that's what I thought happened. And then he confirmed it. And he showed us the piston, ringland failure. Miraculously, that did not damage the cylinder walls at all. The cylinder walls are pristine. He actually showed them to me. So I got super lucky because for a while I was looking really hard for a short block and I couldn't find one. I looked in the UK, I looked in Germany, I looked in Russia, I think I looked in Mexico, I think I looked in Canada, and I could not find anything. And then the ones that I did find were just motors that had been pulled, and they wanted the full price for the motor, and I didn't want to buy a new motor. I didn't want to do that because that was just going to be a lot of money that I didn't need to spend. But fortunately, the short block was fine. So he was like, okay, we're good to go. We're going to put it back together. As of this video, I believe my motor is back together or is putting back together right now. And it should be just a little while longer before I get the car back. But right now, if we look back to March, from March to now, it has been 7 months. So I've been without my car for over half a year. And I don't know, I mean, to me, it's starting to get like, I know people have had their cars down for longer than that, but to me, it's like, I feel like it was so much simpler than it has been. But at the same time, I'm getting one killer deal and one killer motor by a killer builder. So at the same time, I don't feel like complaining about it. I just want my car back, obviously, for many reasons. I mean, one, it's my car, and two, I like creating content with it. I like to provide content for you guys, and three, that car is gonna be transforming into something else that'll be coming to the channel soon. I think I'm finally finding direction for this channel in the way that I want to take it. Hopefully the future content will be a little bit more different and entertaining, probably a lot more vlog style videos coming up. So I mean, definitely gonna have DIYs. I still have people messaging me daily asking me for advice on their cars, and I really appreciate that. And you know, we're gonna keep doing that for the channel. So long story short, the car went down because of inadequate fueling. So now what I tell people is really take care of your fuel when you're thinking about upgrading your car, because these engines really like fuel. And you know, learn from my mistakes. I realized that I made a mistake in the way I was upgrading my car, and I think the important thing is realizing your mistakes and just growing from that. You know, I'm not perfect. I've never claimed to be perfect, but I do like learning about these cars, about just cars in general. I mean, but modifying is one of the things that I really like to do, and I knew the risks associated with what I was doing, and I think experiencing it is really what kind of brought it all together. And you know, everybody does that. I mean, anytime you build a car, a high power build, something's gonna break. That's just the fact of life. And in my opinion, if you don't break something in the process, you're probably not pushing hard enough. You know, obviously you can probably make that happen, but at the same time, making better decisions. You know, it's just one of those things that you gotta be accepting of the consequences when you're doing things like this. But being that I accept the consequences, we're gonna keep pushing it, because I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. So in terms of me, in terms of my life, what's new? So what's new is, of course, I've been doing a lot of research on this car. I've been keeping very close attention with the developments, both in the BMW side and the Supra side, because the Supra guys are bringing a lot of good stuff over to the BMW. They're trickling over to the BMW side, and that's really good. I think it's going to change the way that BMWs are looked at and / tuned and approached. I think that's actually really good for the platform. So I've been doing a lot of research on that, and parts that I'm probably going to need at some point for the power goals that I am now heading towards. I have been going to a lot of drag events, just kind of learning about drag racing, and hanging around with the American muscle guys, because that's what there is a lot of down here in North Carolina. And you know, you get to pick up a few tricks from them, which I think once I put them in practice and I apply them into my car, I think I will yield good results. Another thing that's been happening, well, another thing that happened is, obviously I got this car. I haven't formally introduced it to the channel. I did post it on my Instagram, but I haven't formally introduced it to the channel. I got rid of my old Civic and then got this 2018 Accord. We're gonna be putting this car on the channel at some point because I think I'm gonna turn it into a show car or a show build. I don't know. It's a 1.5 liters, so I really don't want to do any performance things on there. Maybe like a small tune and that's it. It's not really worth me putting any money into the motor on this car. So probably just fix it up nice, do the paint real good, and you know, call it a day. But yeah, there will be some JDM content, so sorry BMW guys, you'll have to put up with a Honda every now and then. But other than that, guys, there hasn't been much going on besides just a lot of work, and that's really why I have been really inconsistent with my social media and why I've been really inconsistent with my YouTube. And I do apologize for that, but life gets in the way. You know, I don't make my living off of YouTube. If I made my living off of YouTube, it'd be a totally different story. You know, this would be what I'm focusing on, and I'd have videos out every day or every other day, but unfortunately, that's not the case, and that's not how it works in my life. If I could get there at some point, I mean, that'd be great. But as of right now, it doesn't look like I could do that. But anyway, guys, in a few weeks, I'll be heading back out to Oklahoma, and I'll be picking up the car. Of course, during this time, I'll still be giving you guys videos from just stuff that I've already filmed, and I just kind of want to give you guys an up-to-date update of what has been happening and what's going on currently. But anyway, guys, I know I've been rambling for a while. Thank you for watching. If you watched, if you like this video, go ahead and click like, go ahead and subscribe. I have a lot of good content coming, and the BMW will be back on the channel pretty soon. Stay up to date with my Instagram because I post more recent news on my Instagram than I actually do on YouTube. And I know there are some people that mostly feed off of YouTube, but my Instagram is really where all the sauce is at. So racing videos, anything like that is probably going to be posting there. I'm going to try to slowly bring more racing videos into the channel, but I really don't want to do that. I'm actually starting another channel with a buddy of mine, and keep an eye out for that. That will have more racing stuff in there, mostly local stuff, but we'll definitely have some builds from out of state, and just, you know, it'll be mine and his. It won't be just mine, but we'll definitely have racing stuff in there. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next video. Peace.